Here we are, folks. It's week 12. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, Rob.
Yep.
Everybody's getting a little sweaty. There's nip and tuck games going on this week, and there's only one more week after this, and then we're into the playoffs. So everything counts at this stage, and there's no time for mistakes.
So week 12 means this is one last game against an outer division opponent, and at the same time you are playing one division opponent.
That's right.
And then next week, both games are against division opponents. So everything's riding big on the line, especially if you have a division that's riding
Tight.
on everything.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
if we look at the standings, we'll just pick out the toilet division to start out. The fact that Dogs Bollocks has got a 2-game lead on Punch Out and Thunder Buddies. The fact that there's so many division games still coming up, that's still open. I mean, it's a pretty comfortable lead, 2 games with 4 to go. But
I wish I could take it that way, but like I said, Thunder Buddies is again. He's won a couple more games on the run. I thought he'd shit the bed a couple of weeks ago, but he seems to have come back in and he's winning just at the right time, and he could do just enough to pip everybody's post. 4 wins from there, he gets him to 13 points, and he could jump to the guy to sneak in. It could go either way right now. That division is there's nobody in there who's got anybody.
The big game to watch there will be when Punch Out plays Thunder Buddies. Because the loser of that game
that could be the knockout.
will right there will get knocked out. So the loser of the Punch Out Thunder Buddies, which happens to be in week 13, will be automatically knocked out. The winner will be fighting Dogs Bollocks still for that.
Make it through. Yep.
Now Haggis has got an outside shot, but it's almost too outside.
Really?
I mean,
Did you just say that? Did you actually say that out loud and you thought it was an inside voice? Sorry, my mistake. Okay then, so moving on to the next division, Silver Division. This one's a ding-dong battle here. We've got Bada Bing, Underdog, Nash's Titan, 1 game separating all 3 of them, 13, 12 and 11. And again, you've got divisional games going on here.
Right.
This could go anywhere. I mean, 13 points is probably going to be the cutoff to make it in
the playoffs.
So Bada Bing could make it in as a 6 seed, or he might be as high as a 3 or a 2, depending on how it goes. But like I said, it's very tight in that division. These last 2 weeks going to make all the difference in this division.
So here you would look at, right now Bing is the number 2 seed because you have to be a division winner in order to be a 1, 2, or 3 seed.
Yep.
And there is a big deal to be a number 2 seed because you get a week 14 bye.
Yes, yeah. And then you just get the last 2
but
weeks.
again, like you mentioned, Bing could be the number 2 seed, or it can just as easily be the number 6 seed, because Underdog is a game behind and Nash Titan is a game and a half behind.
Yeah.
He's got 11, but he's got 11 and a half.
That's right. That's high.
Because that's tough.
Could make a big difference.
So again, who has a shot to win this division? Well, when Underdog plays Nash Titans, which happens to be
this week.
Yeah,
that's
the loser of that will actually likely get knocked out of the division championship, likely. But
could still be eligible to make the playoffs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because right now those 2 teams are actually
scoring very well.
The negative here for Underdogs is that even though he's a game behind, he's some 200 and plus points behind also on point scoring. So that means it's not good enough for Underdog to tie Bing. He has to pass him.
Yeah, that's
right. So he's almost like a game plus behind. So Underdog's got some work to do, but only a game behind is not much to go. Whereas Nash Titans, if he wins this week and then tackles Bing like he's tackled him so far, then he'll be in business. Deadheads seems to be dead, but by the way, he's won 2 in a row. He's resurfaced.
Good week last week. Yeah, second best score. Was excellent play last week. Well done, mate.
Absolutely, good job.
You're not dead in the water yet, mate, but you'll be in good position for the toilet bowl rankings coming up, mate. That's the way to look at it.
And finally, we move on.
I mean, pretty much the gold division is won, dusted. Last year's champion, Scorpions. I mean, you can call it what it is. Again, you look at his points scored. He's definitely came on in that division, but the points against are very low. He's had great matches, but hey, that's the way it goes. You know, it's no advantage to anybody. But he's played very well. He's at 16 points. He's definitely in. He's probably going to be the number 1 seed. At the moment, you'd look at that, you'd say
it's almost impossible for him to not be. Again, the only way he does it is Bada Bing can catch him and Pork Chops.
Yeah, if he wins
because
4
Pork
straight,
Chops is 3 games behind. There are intra-divisional games. The problem with that is that Tenacious T is in this division, and that's almost a gimme win. Especially
Chris,
when,
I didn't say that. Okay, just so the record, I did not say that.
and
Chris,
the fact that he gets lockered up all the time, he picks up this quarterback that he doesn't even play because he's on a bye week. Jake Locker belongs to me, by the way. You got to drop him so I can get him.
So, like I said, there's a lot to play for.
Yes, pork chops looks pretty stable for a.
And like I said, I mentioned on my little review show that last week, Mark, I did ride you a little bit hard at the start of the season. Like I said, the 50%ers, whatever you want to call it, you've managed to get wins. You're in a position. You're probably definitely going to make the playoffs, and you could be in a good spot to maybe get one of the highest seeds as well.
Right.
Just depending on what happens. G.I. Joe has still got the opportunity at 10 wins to make it in.
Absolutely.
And again, I was heavy on G.I. Joe about 5-6 weeks ago. He's been on a little bit of a bad run lately, and it started with the Chicago bye week and all of that stuff. But he has got a good team. You never know. There could be a 4-game winning streak going on there, and that could turn everything around.
Right now, G.I. Joe would be on the outside looking in. He would be the number 7 seed, so he's just outside, but there's 4 games to go.
Absolutely.
And he has to find out if Alex Smith is starting or not, and whether he's going to use that second QB or not. Right now, he doesn't have him in his lineup because it looks like Kaepernick may get the start. But that's going to be a big decision for him, what's going to happen. So, absolutely, Joe has a real shot at the playoffs, but he is actually a game and a half behind Nash Titans. Not just one game, but a game and a half. And on top of that, Nash Titans is a good scoring team. So it's a game and a half plus, right? Almost an easier guy for him to go catch might almost be underdog if underdog stumbles. But underdog is on the doorstep looking to get in. Another win and probably he's there.
Tight weeks.
So let's move on to our picks.
Our picks, yeah, I'm ready to do it. I don't know what we're scoring at right now. I don't know whether Mark had done the update for last week's picks. I'll have to check the site for that. But I'm ready to keep on rolling, baby. So let's get on with it.
You fell behind last week.
I did.
Because you had a bad week. You went 4-8 or something like that.
I did.
So that hurts your record because I didn't make any picks, so I was like perfect.
Oh, you didn't make any picks? Okay,
No,
so that's 4 more than I get, you know. So
I didn't make any picks.
It's all good.
All right, so we go on to Scorpions Punch Out.
Well, this one's like I said, there's a lot to play for. Punch Out's desperate to get wins, and they've got a great squad. But I tell you what, man, Scorpions, unbelievable. But he kicked me in the ass last week, and you know what? I'm thinking he's going to have enough to pip him. I mean, I don't like to say that because, Matt, I like your team a lot, but I think Scorpions, you're going to just be able to pip it. That's my option.
I'm going to go with Nick here. He seems to always get everything roll for him. Houston did nothing, but Des Bryant had a big game, and he's got a 45-0 lead. He has used 3 guys, and I hope Matt gets a defense in there so far. He bothered to pick one up this week, so there's 3 defenses on his team. Nobody in the lineup, so Matt get one in there. I think this spells the end of Punch Out. He gets knocked out.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You're not dead yet, Matt. Keep going.
So Scorpions for me.
Yep.
Next, we got Tenacious T and...
Not even looking. Chris, there's one for you. In the win column. Well done, mate. Good for you.
Toss of the coin. I'm going to give this to Haggis.
No problem.
Next up, we got G.I. Joe and Nash.
G.I. Joe, as I just mentioned a little bit before. Love that team. Love the squad. A lot of good players. And like I say, though, I mean, Nash's Titans been playing awesome. Basically, you've been talking about all season. No running backs, but he's been able to do it. And even though he had his little rest in peace party last week at Gronkowski going out, maybe the season-ending injury, but he said if he makes the playoffs and gets to the final week, he may be back. We shall see.
I'm going to say sorry, Nash, and I know he probably is not a big fan of me right now because I don't pick him too often. I did pick him a couple of weeks ago for a double win. I'm not going to give it to Nash here. Gronkowski's out, and he's got only 2.5 points from his little Woody. So that's not enough. Welker's off to a good start. I'm going to stick with G.I. Joe on this one. He's got a good lead here.
All right. Well, G.I. Joe, I do like you a lot, but you know what? Nash's Titans got the 2 quarterback action, and you know what? I like the 2 quarterback action. I'm going to go with the 2 quarterbacks. Curtis, I'm giving it to you, mate.
Okay. Next up, we got the huge scoring game.
Oh, yeah.
Pork chops against underdog. I want to update before we go through this. There was an appeal, so to speak, from Larry about Julian Edelman, and we'll talk about more on the side. But we have decided that Larry should get 24 points extra for that because 6 for scoring it, 3 times for being cheated all the time. Mark, you lose automatically, so you lost. Larry gets 24 points.
That sounds fair to me.
Sorry, Larry, it was not a rule, and the fact that it was not a rule, this is no joke. It's not a rule that was in place, and unfortunately, you do not get the points. Was it an error by either myself for inputting it that way? Maybe. Was it an error from RT Sports from when they took over and from Fanball? Maybe. Either way, it's not a rule that was in place, and we're not going to change it retroactively. So Julian Edelman's score is what it is. He doesn't get the extra 6 points. Has nothing to do to try to pick on your chocolate balls or go against Cavaco or for Cavaco or for anybody else. It is what it is.
And like I said, guys, next season, start the season when we all meet up and we do the draft again. These rules are what we talk about. If this is something that people are, hot about and they really want to have a rule change, that's the time to introduce this. We can certainly go on the site and make adjustments, but right now to make that adjustment halfway through the season, no, it's just not an option. So like I say, the rules right now is nobody gets the points, and that's the way of the rules. So no Patriots points and no Julian Edelman points. So like I said, nobody's getting any benefit. That's just the way it rolls. Next season we can look at it again. All right, moving on.
That being said, I'm gonna take underdog here. He's got a slight lead, and he's played a little bit more minutes than Pork Chops in his huge scoring game, 59-46. But I'm going to give it to him, even though Pork Chops has got some nice-looking teams lately.
Like I said, the amazing thing is, I'm looking at Pork Chop shit, and he has, let me see, Frank Gore and Gresham. I don't recognise anybody else. You know what? I can't believe that you've managed to get this to win all of the time. So, you know what? I'm going to give it to you. What the hell? Larry, I'm sorry. I'm giving it to Mr. Pork Chops. There you go.
Okay, in the Bada Bing Dogs Bollocks, I can't remember who I picked last time we met. Did I pick myself last time?
Yes, you did.
Did I win?
No.
I'm picking Dogs Bollocks for the win.
Is he trying to put the curse on me?
71-51 lead, but he's used up one less player, and RG and Alfred Morris have scored big. Absolutely, he's the good team. He's got to win.
Well, like I said, this could depend. Kapanaki, the guy from San Francisco, there's talk that he's going to be the starting guy. Played well, whatever his that name is pretty close in it. Kapanak, whatever, Tabernac. Anyway, it's all the same. If he plays, I think he's got a good chance of winning. Peterson and Charles, these two big scorers there. But you know what? It's me. Of course I'm going to pick me. Yeah, me to win. There you go.
All right. Next we have Deadheads and Buds. And, I'm going to pick Deadheads. He's got a good scoring, 36 points out of 2 guys, even though Thunder Buddies has a better score. He's got 25 points out of 1 guy. But I'm going to give it to Deadheads. I don't know. He's a knack every year, end of the year run.
Yeah, he gets that little run going.
Just falling short. So I think he does it again. He happens to reel off maybe 3, even maybe 4 wins, and just fall short. No, not 4, because he's going to lose to me. So.
Okay, Deadheads. Unfortunately, I can't jump onto that bandwagon. I do like your lineup. I think you've got a good chance of scoring a lot of points this week. Thunder Buddies needs them wins desperately.
Absolutely.
I'm giving it to Thunder Buddies. I like the lineup. He's got some good matchups. I gotta hope that goes. So Thunder Buddies, Rob, I'm gonna wait for the charge. So Rob for the win.
Okay, second round. We got Scorpions and Tenacious T. Scorpions keep running away.
I give you some love no love this time. Sorry, Nick for the double win.
Nick for the win. Okay, we also got a huge game, also G.I. Joe and Pork Chops. So it's more important actually for G.I. Joe.
Desperate for those wins, yeah.
But I'm going to give this to Pork Chops. That team with Marshall Reese, he's actually become quite the important running back with McFadden out. So I'm going to give it to Pork Chops. He's also, Freeman is playing well, and he's rounded that lineup a little bit better, even though his wideouts suck. But
Reese's Pieces? I don't get it. I just don't get that.
Well, G.I. Joe's got Andre Brown. You know, how much better is that?
That is not much cop, I must admit.
So,
but
Pork Chops.
Ryan versus that. You know what? Pork Chops.
All right. Brother-in-law fight, but being against Deadheads. He did take me in that CFFL touchdown league that we bet a beer on. So, Mark, I definitely owe you a beer of your choosing wherever you want. But no shot. You're not taking the real Bada Bing down.
All right. So he's picking himself there. Did everybody hear that? So when it goes all south for him, he's like, I don't want to pick my own games again. He did pick himself this week. And you know what? I'm gonna pick Bada Bing as well because that's the double nail in the coffin. There you go.
Next